Greetings and welcome to Mechwarrior 3 Pirate's Moon. I'm Falconer Grey, and I first played Mechwarrior 3 when it came out back in 1999, but I never had an opportunity to play through the expansion pack. So with this being my first run through of Pirate's Moon, I wanted to share it with anyone else that might be interested. First thing to mention about Mechwarrior 3 is that it is a bit challenging to get running on modern systems. A lot of people have difficulties with this, but it's something that I was able to make work with the help of a Reddit post and the Mechwarrior 3 community Discord. I've put a link to both of those in the description below, and would definitely recommend jumping onto the Discord group. Great community of people there, plenty to talk about, and they're happy to help with any questions that you might have. So with that, onto the game itself.
Commander's Journal. Lieutenant Connor Sinclair reporting. We got our hero's welcome after fighting bravely against the clan invasion, even received medals. Then, after some R&R, we wound up being shipped off to the middle of nowhere. Well, it's not what we expected, but at least our unit is still together. This is our assignment, and politics or not, we'll honor it. Vale is a barren, meteor-scarred rock. Its lower elevations eternally shrouded by poisonous cloud cover. If not for the crater Madre and its germanium deposits, no one would ever set foot on this world. At least Corona is a Federated Sun's base, still sympathetic to Prince Victor. We won't feel quite so alone on this world. Corona base has a small stockpile of ore they want to send back up with the dropship. It will be vulnerable during the loading process, so Epona Rai and I are staying on location to defend the base and dropship from any attacks. Sorensen and his mobile field base vehicles remain with us. I've sent Dominic Payne and Alan Matilla forward to scout the road down to Madre. No sign of any pirate activity, but there is a Rim Collective base to the south that we'll need to keep an eye on as well. So far, they seem more inclined to welcome the extra security in the area than worry about our presence. I'm not certain that makes me feel any better, but why not be an optimist?
Okay, so here we are. Mission 1 of Pirate's Moon. There are two campaigns in Pirate's Moon, the regular campaign with our characters from the main game, and then the pirate campaign as well, which I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out. Same setup as from the main game. We have our mech lab here. We're beginning with a Centurion, an Owens, and a Puma in our inventory. We'll stick with the Puma for our Lancemate, and I'll take the Centurion. This is one of the new mechs for the expansion pack. Classic mech, of course, so looking forward to seeing how this one goes.
Reactor online, sensors online, weapons online, all systems nominal.
Lively place. Some reward for busting our humps with those clanners. I don't even want to know what our retirement party will be like.
I think this is it.
Okay, so here we are, defending a base. One of the things that I always appreciated about Mechwarrior 3 was the attention to detail that they had. The world building, all the little features, a lot of destructible terrain if you're into that. And looks like this is our place to look after. Now this is my first run through of the campaign. We've got our nav point down this way at Able, so I'm going to suggest we should head off down on a little patrol.
Lieutenant, this is Corona Base. We got a Thor coming in. Looks like he's going for the AC turrets.
Copy that, we're on it.
He's using an AMS. Our missiles aren't hitting squat.
Going to presume that's down this way, seeing as there's nothing on the radar where we are. And first mech being a
Targeting.
Thor, there he is.
Right away, sir.
And he's already on us. The visibility is terrible. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Pirate's Moon does have a reputation of being a bit harder than the original game, especially when it comes to combat against the AI. That was never a strong suit of the original game. Actually, our stuff will work. So we'll see how that compares. Thor without arms is nowhere near as much a threat. So that's him down. Alright. Any others? Let's go see another radar blip.
Yes, sir.
That's a Clint 2C. That's another one of the new mechs for this expansion pack. Which feels like a bit of an odd choice, to be honest. But that could just be me. The Clint isn't really a mech that I thought was iconic or appreciated, but hey, maybe there are some Clint fans out there. But I'm not going to complain about new content. He went down quick.
Thanks for the assist, Lieutenant. I owe you big.
I'll put it on your tab, Commander. Keep in touch. I don't think we've seen the last of the pirates.
Following
Roger,
information.
Lieutenant. Collective base out.
So this here is the gas that was mentioned. If we fall into that, that's game over, as I understand. Let's not go exploring down below. So secondary objective complete. I'm going to suggest we should head back to the main base, back to Nav Baker. Because obviously there is still more to come. Happy with how that went though. First mech out of the gate being a Thor might be a sign of things to come. If Pirates Moon is more difficult than the main campaign, or than the main game I should say, that's one way to ramp the difficulty up.
Corona Base, this is Argent's Pride. We've got trouble headed our way. 2 enemy mechs on an intercept course.
Lieutenant, ignore all other objectives. Get those
Consider
mechs.
it done.
If that ship doesn't take off, we're all in trouble.
Okay, got actually
Targeting.
two Shadow Cats, so I might head off
Missile launch detected.
to take out this one, especially if we have to defend the base, which is a little bit different to what we've done in the main game.
Captain.
Argent's Pride to Corona Base. We're ready to get underway.
Acknowledge. You're clear for liftoff.
Sorry to cut and run down, please, but this cargo takes priority.
Understood, Captain.
Right. Good luck down there. Argent's Pride out.
Those Gauss rifles really hurt. That makes life a bit easier though. Okay, one down. One to go. I don't like not being able to see that far, because if I was to have maybe fired some LRMs, I would be taking out my own base. See, I can't tell if there's anything between us or not. Well, there he is.
That's 1 in a million shot.
Well, there we go.
Sinclair,
For now, at least. The pirates underestimated our defenses.
next time they'll send a stronger force.
Well, I don't intend to wait. Let's see what these pirates are up to. We can start by equipping our mechs with salvage jump jets and use them to explore the other side of the canyon.
Mission complete.
Optimist or opportunist, it's good to have allies. Because of our efforts, the RIM Collective has agreed to work with us against this so-called pirate threat. I wish all factions on Vale were so easily dealt with. The Lyran base on the far side of Desolation Ridge is yelling for reinforcements. We were requested to abandon this base in favor of theirs, followed quickly by a firm order from Corona to remain. The representatives here worry that their share of the germanium would not reach the Federated Suns, but rather be appropriated by the Lyrans. I've even heard talk about sending the germanium directly to the Prince. wherever he ends up.
Okay, so quite a lot of salvage there. Almost seems like they're setting us up for, well, for a lot to come. A lot of clan equipment and a comment about jump jets for exploring. So let's see what this is all about.
We've identified the pirate insignia from wreckage of an enemy mech, the New Belt Pirates. We already know they're organized and well equipped. Sorensen is digging for more detailed intelligence. In the meantime, our goal is to recon the far side of the canyon where a reported pirate's base is located. We are also ordered to take out the enemy comms stations. We'll use jump-equipped mechs, preferably light mechs, and use them to cross here at the Narrows. We will also be traveling at night to cover our movement. The forces remaining at the base can hold things together during our absence. This region is the unknown. High mesas split by deep, dry arroyos. The area could easily hide the pirates since we expect their base here to be fairly small. It's certain that the mesas are patrolled by enemy mechs. We'll need to be careful not to draw too much attention. During the earlier raid, Sorensen's MFBs detected powerful transmissions originating from this region. We believe this is where their base is located. I'm to get a visual of the enemy base and then report our findings back at Corona. I've received orders not to engage the enemy base, just to identify it.
Okay, so a recon mission, which is something different to the original game. Interested to see how this plays out. Obviously states that we need jump jets in order to cross the canyon, so I'm curious about our friendlies. Whether, I don't actually know whether our lancemates understand how to do that, but that's okay. We'll have a bit of a play around and see what happens. I was actually happy with how the Puma performed. A couple of kills there and didn't receive a whole lot of damage. We've got a couple of tons spare to play with, so let's get those jump jets. Only 2 jump jets for the Puma, so we'll run with that. And I might take the Shadowcat. Now, what can we do with our Shadowcat? We're low on Gauss rifle ammo, so we might lose the Gauss rifle. But what do we have to work with? A couple of heavy medium lasers, a large pulse laser, streak SRMs. Let's see what we can do. Now visibility is really poor, so we might stick with closer range weapons. Heavy mediums are, or the heavy lasers are a new addition to, or one of the new expansion weapons. So let's maybe have a bit of a play with the heavy lasers and see what that does for us. So we'll take the 2 of those. I'll also take myself a large pulse laser. We might lose the ER mediums because we don't really need that range. We're going to use the heavy lasers instead. And we have 2 streak 6s. We might fit both of those. And we've got, we'll take 1 ton of streak 6 ammo. We don't have a second full ton. We have got jump jets fitted already. The Beagle probe, we'll go without the Beagle probe to save a little bit of weight and maybe give us another 2 heat sinks. Half a ton left, half a ton of armor. Can't go wrong. So another thing that I'm going to be doing with this playthrough, I like to keep my builds and my customization. I don't want to go too extreme with it, so we won't be seeing any cheese builds. We won't be seeing crazy stripped out min-max stuff because I want to keep it somewhat somewhat authentic, somewhat in tune with the setting that the game presents. So, do we want to keep all of our lasers in one group? We might actually do that and see how we go for heat. Might be a bad idea. We'll find out. But why not? It's worth a try. Yeah, of course, we need to salvage all of our gear. Going to take all of this. Why not? Ultra AC-10 ammo. That might come in useful later on. Okay, mission 2. Let's go.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
So there's our headlight for the dark. Not sure how that's going to help us at long range though.
Pulling up the rear.
And I'm curious to see how our lance mate handles this jump that we need to do. First objective, jump across the canyon. Let's see what that's about. Then we need to destroy the pirate antenna, destroy 2 antennas, and then avoid the pirate base. So I'm curious as to how we achieve that. Whether do we succeed by just not going near it at all? Okay, so we have a marker point.
Here we are.
Okay.
Ready to fly, Epona?
I'm a Mechwarrior, not an arrow jock.
Well, you could try walking across, but
Primary
I don't
objective
advise it.
That first step is a rather long one.
So, did she make it?
You fed rat should have stayed in your hole with the rest of the worm.
Tough talk. Let's see you back it up.
With pleasure.
She did make it. Okay.
Targeting.
So that was another Clint, and we've got a Puma.
Consider it done.
I like those heavy lasers. We might have to watch our streak usage because we don't have a lot of ammo. And at too close range, missiles in Mechwarrior 3 can sometimes miss. They're not as accurate as they are in other games. Puma can't torso twist, so let's try and stay out of harm's way. Took a lot of damage already. There we go. Oh, careful, Epona. Okay, destroy the pirate antenna. Is this our target? Or is that a turret of sorts? Let's see. I know we have got Mask in this Shadow Cat as well, but I don't really want to run away from our lance mate. So we'll say that was a turret, and this may be our antenna, or it's just rubbish. It's just rubbish. So what have we got? A little base here. Ah, yep, okay.
Primary objective complete.
Scratch 1, comma ray.
Alright, let's go find the second. I'll say that
On your 6.
the maps aren't small. 2.5 kilometers down to Op Charlie, which is where we're heading for the second pirate antenna. The pirate base is over this way somewhere. Although our objective was to avoid it, so we'll continue straight on down to Charlie and see if we run into anything along the way.
Targeting.
So, ooh, Cauldron Born.
Targeting.
2 Cauldron Born. Okay.
Targeting.
A Bullock, they're coming for us. I'm not sure if... Are we able to avoid them? We'll try. That's some heavy mix to start with. And it's all clan stuff as well. Alright, well, guess we're gonna have to fight. I can't even see him.
I need backup. Targeting.
I think we're gonna have to take on these Cauldron Born. Which
Affirmative.
I'm a little bit anxious about. Because they are going to severely outgun us.
Targeting.
I can't even tell if I'm hitting.
Targeting. Targeting.
That's a lot of firepower.
Mask engaged. Targeting. I bring the
So one down. Thank you, opponent. Oops. Don't need that.
missile launch detected. Critical hit.
Oh,
Critical
oh,
hit.
that's bad.
LRM.
So what did we lose? We lost both heavy lasers and both streaks in one go. Because there's so
Use some help about now.
we have a single large pulse laser, and I think we're in trouble. Those streak SRMs hurt.
Missile launch detected.
Let's see if we can leg this guy. Ooh. Not good. Not good, not good. We might be in trouble here.
Detected.
When I wanted to leg a Shadow Cap, it wasn't me.
Need help.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Don't like that. And we're toast. Jeez, that's rough. That's rough. 2 Cauldron Born. Oh, she had no weapons either. Lost both her arms. We might need a rethink here because that was a lot more than I was expecting.
We've identified the...
So we have an idea of what we're up against now. Maybe we try a different approach. What do we have here? We do have an Ultra AC-10. Why don't we work with the Centurion? We'll do something with the Centurion. So I'll take the Centurion, and we might give opponent the Shadow Cat, but we'll have a play around with the Shadow Cat as well. The Centurion, do we actually have more armor? 8.5 tons, 7 tons. Yeah, more armor on the Centurion might be our go. And we can switch over to the clan ferrofibrous armor. So we'll be a bit beefier. Weapons wise, well, we have an Ultra AC-10. I think we're going to take that in place of our LBX. That can go. Ultra AC-10 in its place. Get rid of the LBX ammo. And we'll take a fair bit of Ultra AC-10 ammo, so we might take 3 tons of Ultra AC-10 ammo. Case, we've got clan case, which we'll use instead. And LRMs, instead of the LRM-10, we might use those streaks instead. Or do we want to do that? Do we want to run with the lasers as well? I don't think I want to be entirely ammo dependent. So we might stick with those heavy mediums. That was a good combination, heavy medium and a large pulse. Ditch those medium lasers. And we might shave a half a ton off, so we've got 3 tons spare, and we will throw some double heat sinks on for that. 1, 2, 3. We need those jump jets though, I just remembered, so 2 jump jets. So we have 2 heavy medium lasers, 1 large pulse laser, 1 Ultra AC-10. Let's hope that's enough double heat sinks to keep us cool. But we can fall back on the Ultra AC-10 if we're running hot. And the Shadowcat for Epona. I don't want to run the Gauss rifle. We don't really have enough ammunition for that. She was doing really well with the PPCs. So I wonder if we can stick with a similar loadout. We'll run the PPCs on the Shadowcat, which will hopefully have a bit more survivability, bit more armor with it. So we'll keep a PPC in the torso, and 1 in the arm. That can be 1 weapon group for her. And why not 1 of the streaks as well? I'll give her some ammunition for the streak. And still a bit left over, or still some tonnage left over. Let's go a bit more armor will help, but another double heat sink. Nah, you're fine for heat sinks. Why don't we get that's maximum armor for the Shadowcat, perhaps. So okay. Another double heat sink. So on the Shadowcat we have 2 medium lasers, 2 PPCs, and a streak SRM6. Let's see how that works for us. So we're carrying a bit more armor this time, more firepower on both mechs. Fingers crossed that's enough, because 2 Cauldron Born, along with a Shadowcat.
Online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
They're not light mechs. So let's try it again.
Linked fire engaged.
Which, my mistake, we need to set our weapon groups.
We've identified...
Sorry about
Reactor
that.
online. Sensors online.
Let's
Weapons
go.
Online. All systems nominal.
So, first part, make the jump. take out the tower. I'm still thrown off by avoid the pirate base, because I'm not sure if we're... Are we able to do that? Maybe do we take a wider path? We'll give that a go. I'm not sure that I want to go head on with 2 Cauldron-born. There was at least 1 Shadowcat and some tanks in there as well. So we'll see.
Here we are. Ready to fly, Epona?
I'm a Mechwarrior, not an arrow jock.
Well,
Missile
you could
launch
try
detected
walking
targeting.
across, but I
Primary
don't
objective
advise it.
complete. That first step is a rather long one.
You fed rat should have stayed in your hole with the rest of the
Tough talk. Let's see you back it up.
I do really appreciate the Ultra ACs in Mechwarrior 3. Very satisfying. That's the Flint down, and then we had this other Puma.
Consider it done.
Puma Prime, 2 PPCs, can do a lot of damage. Yep, don't want to be on the receiving end of that. Thank you very much. Okay. So a good start, I guess. We'll see how we fare for the rest of it. So we have 1 turret. Take it out before it does any damage. There we go. And where is this antenna? There it is. So it's down. This base, let's try and avoid the pirate base.
On your 6.
Maybe we should have been thinking about that a bit more last time, instead of running a direct route to Charlie. Let's steer away from the base. One of my favourite things about Mechwarrior 3 is the briefings and the, I guess, the build up to each mission. Maybe I should have been paying more attention during that last briefing, because we said avoid it, and we didn't really do the best job of that. So we'll steer away from that base a little bit, and hopefully not have a pair of Cauldron-born to deal with. I'm curious what will happen once we reach Charlie. There's got to be another objective, whether it's to return back to our base or whether it's to go and scout that pirate base, but we'll see what happens.
Right away, sir.
But so we're coming up on the same tanks we ran into last time, but now it's just us and them, which is a much better position to be in. Epona's still very far behind though. We might wait for her to catch up whilst we're here with these guys.
Yes, sir.
And another Shadowcat. He's got large lasers, so he can
Missile launch detected.
do damage at range, which again I'm not a fan of not being able to see these guys properly. There we go. Okay, Shadowcat down. 2/3 of the way through our autocannon ammo. Hopefully we haven't burnt through it too quickly. We'll see if we have to do anything with those Cauldron Born. Two turrets this time. That's done. And now the final tower.
Okay, we did what we came here to do. And we've stirred up the beehive enough for one day.
Return to base. So we need to get back to op start. Shall we go back to where we came, or can we jump across down here?
Lead the way.
Let's stay away from danger, because we've taken a fair bit of damage here. We don't have much autocannon ammo left. Discretion may be the better part of valor. Wish there was a bit more to see, because obviously they put a lot of effort into the environment only to hide it in darkness. I suppose if we think about games back then, having things like headlights, true darkness, it did have a bit of an impact back then, so maybe they wanted to show it off. Because it's a great looking game. I still think it's a great looking game today. I thought it was a great looking game back then. And I think it holds up. Mechwarrior 2, of course, being a bit earlier, being a DOS game originally, you look at that today and go, yeah, this is an old game. But I think that this is quite workable. Mind you, I may also be a bit biased because this is what I grew up with. I've got very fond memories. I don't think I have rose-tinted glasses. I can see, obviously, it's not perfect, but I love Mechwarrior, I love Battletech. So, for me, there's nothing else that I'd rather be doing in a video game than this. Although I say, maybe running all this way back, maybe something to do along the way would have been a bit more interesting, but it was also my choice to avoid that base. But yeah, big map, 2.5 kilometers up and down, and then we're covering all of it, so a fair bit of time. Mission's been going for 8 minutes here, and we're still on our way back. I wonder about that base and avoiding it. What difference it would make actually going there and fighting those guys. Salvaging a Cauldron Born sure would be nice, but at the same time, it says to avoid it. Maybe we'll go with what the game tells us to do and see how that all plays out.
Secondary objective complete. Mission successful.
Damocles 1 to Corona Base. Recon complete. The pirates are closer than we thought, and in major strength. We've got our work cut out for us. Get everyone together for a planning session.
Copy that, Lieutenant.
How dare you? Do you think your nosing around has gone unnoticed? You've made a huge mistake messing with my pirates. Expect repercussions.
Guess you made an enemy, Lieutenant.
So there we go, let's see what that all means.
The New Belt pirates are here to stay. presence is much larger than we suspected. Doesn't make any sense. Pirates rarely attack in this kind of strength. Raid and fade, that's their way. To risk so much hints at a larger purpose. Thanks to our reconnaissance efforts, Sorensen will analyze the data we obtained. Hopefully some good will come from it. And according to him, we've received word that one of the 2 New Belt pirate commanders, a Morgan Fletcher, is not present, and that the other, this Susie One-Eye Ryan, remains. Does Susie Ryan think she can take Madre itself? Pirates, setting themselves up for actual labor? Or will she simply ransom the mine back to the highest bidder? One thing is definitely certain. She will retaliate over our efforts this day. I wish Alan and Dominic would report in.
Okay, so all things are pointing towards a strong force, and I think that's really what we learnt by seeing those 2 Cauldron Born, but also by all the equipment that they're giving us. Lots of clan stuff. Heavy lasers, LRM-20, more PPCs, ER large lasers, more Streak 6s, another Gauss rifle. We've got some Gauss ammo as well, so that might be something to play with as we move on. But I think that's enough for the moment. Great start to the campaign. A bit more challenging, which is always welcome. The main campaign in Mechwarrior 3 I think is fantastic. Great storytelling, but I suppose if you've played it as many times as I have, it gets a bit easy to walk your way through. But already challenging me. I wasn't expecting to run into a death that early, but I'll take it. That's all part of the fun. So I'll leave it there. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.